Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Cathy and this is my hobby home. We are completing the Boo quilt pattern. Hopefully we're completing it and there's not a part 3, but I have a lot of pieces over here. So we are just going to jump into it. This is part 2. I am assembling not half square triangles, it's just we will be sewing. Got to get scooted back over here. We're going to be sewing on a diagonal here, and we're going to be cutting off 1/4 of an inch away from it. And I have to make 6 of them. So I'm just going to get into it and get them sewing. And I hope you enjoyed my last video. If not, it came out right before this one because I'm releasing both videos at the same exact time. I'm publishing them together. I'm not going to release them at separate times. They're going to be together. So if you want to see how the whole thing finishes, you'll see it right here. I have to do separate videos because once they get a certain length of time, they won't upload. And I'm going to try out I've only been using YouTube Studio to edit my videos. I'm going to try out another program. It is a paid for site. I'm not mentioning the name yet until I know if it works or not. If it's easy, user friendly, because I am not well, I can't say I'm not tech savvy. I know how to use computers. I know how to do a lot of stuff on computers. But as far as like video editing and stuff like that, I'm not a pro by any means. But I do hope to be trying out this other program and seeing if it works for me. And if it does, I may be able, because I will tell you that first video that I just did, recording time on it was 1.5 hours. So, and it's probably going to be edited down to about 30 minutes. And it's not, I'm not taking out mistakes or anything. If I'm having to make 2 of the same thing, I'm only going to show you one, because you know, you don't have to see me make the whole quilt to know how to make it. Just kind of, I don't want to call it a sew along, because I am only doing the one at a time for you to see. Now, like this right here, I'm doing chain stitching on this, and that's just because that's what this step just calls to do 6 of these pieces. I don't know what these pieces are going to end up being. I just know it says to do 6 of them and to cut it 1/4 of an inch from the stitch line. So I have to look to see which one I want. And see, like that trimming, I'm not going to show you guys that because that's just a lot of wasted time. The next unit we make is a 6, it's called a short stack. I went on and did this. We made 2 of them. We put 6 of our squares together. I actually made 8 of them, because our next step calls for taking 3 of these stackers short stacks, and this is going to be called an Erie stack. So we'll take 3 of them and put them together. So I am going to just flip this over. I am going to pin this just to keep the seams together. We are just going to get these, and what this is going to create is going to create 3. It's going to create a block with 3 of these strips. Now, of course, what I'm making sure of is that this end is even, because it's not pinned. So we are going to open this and flip this right on top of it and pin it together. Okay, I have this block under, or this unit under my needle here. And I know I've probably said it more than once. I am really enjoying doing this quilt top. I do have the backing coming, so I can go on and quilt it, but I hope to have my other machine sit up because I have an idea on the quilting. I know I can use the embroidery function, and I may use this to practice it, so that will be fun. Making sure this at the end is even. Okay. So all I need to do is press this out. Here is our short stacks. It's just 6 of the squares together, and this is our Erie stack unit. All I need to do now is press it, and we'll move on to our next step. Our next unit we are assembling is the first ghost right arm unit. So I have my 6 pieces picked out here. This is going to be the first one and the second one. I'm just going to fold over, and we are going to get this arm sewed. I think it was meant to be this way. And if not, it doesn't really matter because as of right now, it's not buttoned up to anything. So then we'll use one of these half square triangles. I don't know if it's a half square triangle because it doesn't make 2 units. You discard one of the units when you make these. The right arm on the first ghost has this extra half triangle or a half square triangle, but the left arm does not have that. And that makes my right arm, my ghost right arm. Let me press and I'll bring it back to you and let you see what it looks like. Okay, we have our right arm. Wait, no, this is the left arm. Notice it doesn't have the piece down there. So, and this is the right arm. So I will bring you to our next unit here. We're going to assemble the first ghost block. So I'm going to go on and get the arms, because I know this is the left arm, this is the right arm. We have one of our short stacks that's going to be at the top. And then I have a ghost. Let me find my ghost. So this is my first ghost. Oh, I got all kinds of strings on it I need to trim up. So we take a short stack, then we put, well, we need to put our arms on first, and then we do a short stack, and then we do an eerie stack. So this is our, I'm going to move this down, our left arm. Now notice how my little seam there curled up. I just raise that foot, get it laid back straight. And I'm just making sure that my edges stay even. And you hear that when it makes that thump sound. That's where I'm going over. Well, y'all, you probably noticed this is different right now. My camera died, so I had to give it a moment to recharge. And so I went back and saw where the video died, and luckily I still had one more of my little ghosts to do. So we're going to get into that. This is our ghost body. This is actually our second ghost. We need to put his arms on him first. So guys, what we're going to do is going to get started with our second ghost, since my camera died on the first ghost. And we are going to put his arms on. her arms on. This is going to be the right arm. So we are going to just flip it over right here. We're going to get this seam back down because it's trying to fold up. But we're going to get it under that needle there. And I think this is about where the last video died, was I was trying to get my right arm put on. I'm checking under there to make sure we don't have, and I have a lot of little strings here. Okay, so that's our right arm. I'm going to go on and put our left arm on as well, and it has the two little white, he's got a tail and an arm is what he's got. So I'm going to just kind of match them up the best we can right here. And this is going to be a little thick seam right here, so I really have to be careful on it because it will try to pull over to the side because it is so thick. I just kind of have to help it out a little bit there. Okay. I've done this once before and I did it again. I've kind of got off my 1/4 of an inch there. So all I do is I just come back and I put my needle down while I even up at my 1/4 inch. And it's easy to do when you have a thick seam like that that has to go under that needle because it tries to push it over. Or my machine does anyway. Okay, so I have our second little ghost done. I'll bring you back once I've pressed him. Here's our little ghost pressed out. Our next thing we're going to do is take our, I can't remember if this was called our spooky unit, our eerie stack unit. So this is going to go on the top of our ghost. So we have this here. Oh, I have some matching squares here. So let me get up so you can see, and I will have to nest some seams here. Let me get those pinned. I am quite surprised with all of those seams. I only had 2 that nested. So I am going to get this on under my needle, and we are going to get it going. Making sure I don't have a seam. I have a seam under it and it is turned correctly, so that under seam was wanting to turn the other direction. Just get that out of the way. Okay. I'm going to take a peek. Not too bad. So our next thing we're going to do is put our, I don't remember what they call this now, our short stack on the bottom. I have to see how I want it to lay. I fold it over. I do have 2 seams that I need to pin. Now we will sew our stackers on this now. And if you're still here at this point in the video, I would like to say thank you so much for staying. I really do appreciate you watching the videos that I put out. I'm hoping that y'all find it interesting. Maybe it's helpful, entertaining, just lightens your load, gives you a stress-free moment, even if you just cut it on to have it put you to sleep, because there's nothing like a sewing machine sound to put you to sleep. Every night I love listening to, I have another YouTuber that I watch, and I will literally cut her on to go to sleep because she does sewing also, and she doesn't talk as much as I do, I don't think. I talk a lot, and I know it. And it's okay. It's okay that I talk. It's my channel. I do what I want to do on mine, and she does what she wants to do on hers, and I love her channel. I only came across her channel, though, after I was already doing my channel, and our channels are very similar actually, which is kind of funny. Great minds think alike, I guess. But here is the bottom. I will press this and bring it back. Okay, here's our second little ghost man. Block is completed. I don't know if you can see that because it's pretty big there. So now what we're working on is the exclamation point at the end of Boo. I have assembled my blocks here. I've stacked them so I know what order I'm going in. This is going to be my first block. We are just going to put them on the machine and get them going here. So what I'm doing is I'm just flipping over the next square that I have in my stack, and I'm just laying it on the machine here and making sure it's evened up. Now, yeah, this is going to be easier. My last machine that I had, it had an automatic cut function where it automatically cut the thread, which was nice. This one does not have that. I wish it did, but it doesn't. I'm going to change the direction of that because it's got a little crease, and I'm afraid that may get me off just a little bit. And I know my new machine has an automatic thread cutter on it also, so that will be nice to have again. I have really missed that. Now, I've only had this machine probably since March, so I ain't even had it a year. Because I purchased this machine when I started quilting. Because I did my very first quilt on my other brother. Okay, so this is our exclamation. And we have another set that we have to sew together, which is just another long runner that's going to go on the outside of our exclamation. And I've already got my pieces picked out. I'm just going to fold them over. Slide them under here. And I've got kitty cats walking around here under me. I don't know which one I've got behind me, but I have a sick kitty cat, my little Oscar. He's got a cold. He's sneezing. And it's drizzling outside today, so they don't want to be outside in the drizzle. They not much on that water. They don't care too much for it. Now, one of my kitty cats, he will go outside when it's raining, and that's my little one. That's my little yellow cat. He loves the water, but of course, when he was a little kitten, my husband trained him. He would put him in the shower with him to bathe him because he was a drop off and really didn't know how to clean himself good. So we started him as a little kitten getting in the shower. I know that's kind of crazy, but at first he wasn't real fond of it, but then he got to where he was okay with it. But now he's too big to do that too. We don't put him in the shower no more. Now, like if I ever get in the tub to relax or something, yeah, he'll go sit on the side of the tub with me. He likes doing that. I don't know. Here lately, my back has just not, because I have a big garden tub and I just can't get in and out of that thing too easy. Okay, so now I have to press. The next thing that we do with these is we're going to sew these together. And I don't know if you see this right here, but there is a nice gap right there. So I'm thinking on these patterns you have to do a true 1/4 inch, because I've been doing a scant 1/4 inch, and yeah, it's given me some problems when I put pieces together. Today it's been, I know I just said it's been drizzly today. This kind of weather makes me want to go thrifting, y'all. I don't know why. I love going thrift stores. But we really, I don't know. We probably have some really good ones around here where I live. But, I mean, really, some of these places are just so expensive. It's like ridiculous. I tell you, a place that has some really good thrift stores, and that is Tennessee and Kentucky. I guess it's because when I go up there, I look for them, because you can find some really good stuff in Tennessee and Kentucky. Okay, let me press this out before I show it to you. Have us pressed out, and there you can see our exclamation point. So now we have to put them together. So let me get started by pulling my bee and my first ghost. So this is my first. Make sure I've got the right one. Yep, this is the correct one. And this is an upside down bee. We don't want to put it on wrong. That is for sure. So here is my bee. Here's my little ghost. And I am going to have a lot of seams to nest. So I'll bring you back once I've pinned it. Now we are going to sew these two together. I've got as much pinned together as I possibly can. I am going to have some areas that I have to kind of stretch to make it work. But I think as long as the majority of this comes together, I'm not going to say in a point, because there's not any points in this technically. And guys, if you have any questions at all about sewing or processes or something, feel free to leave it in the comments. I'm not going to say that I am going to be the know-all of it, but maybe somebody else that's reading your comment may know if you have any questions. Now, if you have any questions about this project, yes, I can answer any questions you have about it. So, I mean, if you're doing this and you're having difficulties in an area, feel free to message me, comment. You know, I do have my email address. That is my, I'm not going to say my company address, because I don't have a company, but I did create an address for my channel, an email address, because I did not want my personal email address out there. But I've got my boo. Now I need to add, let me find my pattern here. I moved it out of the way too, because my book kind of fell over. Now I need to add my exclamation over here. And we are going to have to pin on this as well. Okay, I have it pinned up and going to put this together. We are actually almost done, guys. I mean, I will say I have had some trouble with, which I'm sure it's my malfunction in my sewing and getting my seams correct. But like right here, I have another section where the pieces aren't matching up correctly. But that is a me problem and not a pattern problem. So, see, like right here, I can't seem to get my fabric to stay at that 1/4 of an inch. It's pulling over. And I'm literally just having to force it to stay there. So, I don't know what's going on with that part. I'm hoping this new machine, I'm hoping it's the machine and the feed dogs doing that crazy. And I'm hoping the new machine is different. But I will probably be practicing on it tonight some. See, I've got that right there. And I just don't like that. That just makes me want to redo a seam there. Because there's no way I can stretch that out. I'm going to see what I can do, but I don't have high hopes for that. Because when you stretch a seam out, it's pulling something else out of whack. So I just don't know what I maybe just pulled out of whack. Okay, I'm going to press it and I'll bring you right back. Okay, I have our boo pressed. It's pretty big sized here. So now what I have to do is border it, put the borders on it. So let's see what we have to do. We have long white borders across the top, and we have shorter ones on the ends. I'm going to put the shorter borders on first, because that way when I put them, this is pretty big, y'all, pretty big. Oh no, my border is shorter than, and see, this is what I'm talking about when, like, look at that right there. I think I need to be doing a full 1/4 inch. I really think I need to be doing a full 1/4 inch. But I'd already done most of them, the scant, so you can't change in the middle and do, all you can do is adjust. And, but see, and I don't understand, I was measuring correctly also, until it gets to the big part. I can't really trim the big part because I don't have a ruler. I have my table. That's all I have. I have my cutting table. But I don't have anything that tells me if this is the correct size. And it's obviously not. But that's okay, because if I was to trim off anything, it's going to be there on the ends. So what I'm going to do is give myself a little bit of space on each end, and I can trim it after the fact. Make sure my seams are going the correct direction. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to press and see what I need to do to trim. And I'm just going to put this trim, I don't know if this is top or bottom. It looks like it's the bottom. It's okay. What I'm trying to do is get that top border, well, it's actually the bottom border on. I'm having to make sure all of those little seams are turned the way they are supposed to be. And as of right now, I have not received my backing. I know it is shipped, and I know I got to notice that I had a package out for delivery today. So hopefully that is the package. I bet if I went and checked, it's probably laying on my back doorstep. I've done all the preparations I can today for the baby shower. That's why I'm sewing again. I am going to go in there in my kitchen, and I am going to make some little finger sandwiches and kind of have them taste tested by the girl that's handling everything. Now this ain't matching up at all. At all. So I may have to undo this. I need to see what this finish size with these added on to it should be, because there's a huge difference there. I think all of the seams are turned downward on this side, which works fine, perfectly for me, but I'm going to have to check that other side out. I think I got something wrong on it. it's not quilted, but it is finished. Let me see if I can get it where you can see it. Wow. It is big. Let me see if I can tilt you up so you can see all of that. Well, we have got our boo hanger done. It's not quilted yet, and once I get it quilted, I will include that in my updates of some, you know, projects that are completed. Now, I do have my binding right here. Once I get my backing and I get it quilted, I will bind it. And for some reason, well, I know why I have extra. I have extra of these. I think I overcut, which is fine. I'll just make a strip or something out of that. But, yeah, guys. So, our little boo is done. So, if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. I'm sorry, I've got my mic all covered up there. If you have not subscribed, click on that subscription button and you'll receive more of the same content. Leave a comment. I respond to each and every comment left. And as always, until I see you again, have a very blessed day. Goodbye.